Like he
Let's
had to
use the game of telephone to show everyone I'm real.
Like, obviously he wants people to know he's real, or he wouldn't have done any of that. But then if he really, really wanted people to know he was real, he would have just fucking told us all in a way that we could have understood. If he wanted us to really know,
yeah,
and he was all powerful, we would just know.
Yeah, well, I mean, just to show how bad the game of telephone is, whenever I was in high school, there was a fight at our school in the hallway between, he was a senior at the time, and the other kid was a freshman, I think.
Yeah.
And I ran and pulled the senior off, and as I was pulling him off, he shrugged me off, and I slipped, and I let go, and he got back on the kid and got another hit in. And then I grabbed him, and I wrapped him up, and I didn't let him hit him anymore. Well, later that day, I'm sitting in my science class, and the science teacher asked about the fight, and he asked me, he said, "Oh, I heard that you got elbowed in the face and went rolling down the hallway." This was literally hours, not hundreds of years after.
This is hours after, and about 200 yards away.
And about 200 yards away.
Not much of a distance, just a little bit across the school campus.
So we went from me slipping off of pulling a kid to getting elbowed in the mouth and falling down and rolling down the hallway. That's how shitty the game of telephone is. And
now add to that thousands of years, no eyewitnesses, and a bunch of retranslated words put together by random people.
Decades after it happened.
Yeah.
Decades after it happened.
And a claim much greater than getting elbowed in the face during a fight. This is about an immortal God who knows everything and supposedly loves everyone equally no matter what, but that's obviously not true.
One of my favorite suggestions, and I told you this, Matthew, go back like centuries, and instead of having the story of God and religion, replace it with a Disney story. Or Santa or something.
Or
and
Thor.
And then come back to today. And people wouldn't think that was any faker than God is now. They would sit there and pray to freaking Thor or whatever, or Disney cartoons and not know the difference, and God would be a Disney story.
The only reason why people think that monotheistic religions are better than, what do they call them? They have more than one God.
Polytheistic.
Polytheistic. Is because that they figured out that the sun is not a fire god. They use science.
Yeah, thanks science.
Thanks science for debunking Hercules and all that shit. Thanks. But, you know, when it comes to try to debunking my one god, no.
They pick an unfalsifiable hypothesis.
Yeah.
They pick a god that you can't disprove because he's outside of science. He's outside of the universe.
He's outside of space and time because he was always there.
Which makes no logical sense. There's such a thing as before time.
Well, there's a movie called The Land Before Time.
Checkmate, atheist. The Land Before Time. You lose.
You lose.
Okay, but yeah, this Arizona bill basically... We get off on so many tangents, I love it.